Weren't you telling me earlier before we started recording that you initially were thinking a house and not a condo? So everyone they actually are buying a condo, but you were thinking a house at first.
We really were, and the notion sounded so appealing at first, right? Oh, our second home in Cabo, but there's a reason they don't say they're your second house in Cabo. It's a home is a home, right? And so it dawned on us like, hey, our house here in Fountain Hills is a fair amount of work, and why would we want to duplicate that in another country? We want an escape. We want a place that when we go, it's maintenance free and it's ready for us to enjoy. And that really is what led us to a condo rather than a home.
Welcome to the Nick Fong Podcast. As the broker and owner of Ronival Real Estate, Nick has spent nearly 20 years in Baja California, sir. And in this podcast, he'll be talking everything Baja, from food and culture to real estate and property management. And now, here's your host, Nick Fong.
All right, welcome back to the podcast. Today I have two special guests that are connecting via Zoom. Eric and Melissa Eross, they're recent clients that purchased in a pre-construction project. I'm excited to talk to them and learn a little bit about them. I know some about them, but for you to learn more about them and their whole process of buying real estate in Los Cabos. Eric and Melissa, welcome.
Hey,
Thank you.
hi, Nick. How are you?
Good to see you both. And I wanted to start us off to let everyone know a little bit more about who I'm talking to. So, Eric, tell everyone where you and Melissa are located.
Yeah, currently we're in Fountain Hills, Arizona, which is just over the hill here from Scottsdale, Arizona, which is part of the valley or Phoenix.
Okay, and you guys are from that area?
I'm not. I originally am from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So that's where I grew up, and I've been a handful of places ever since. But I've been in the greater Phoenix area here for about 20 years.
I'm a native to Arizona, born and raised, and I love it.
Excellent. And so, professionally speaking, what do you both do for a profession, for work?
Yeah, Nick, I'm a physician. I'm a neurologist by training. That was one of the things that brought me to Arizona was I trained at the Mayo Clinic here in Arizona. But I'm a headache medicine specialist, and I'm the medical director of what's called the Phoenix Headache Institute, which is here in Scottsdale.
Okay. And Melissa?
I wear multiple hats. So I am a certified medical assistant. I am a stay-at-home mother of two kids and a fur daughter, French bulldog named Chloe, my baby. And I do the ordering and sales for a nutraceutical company that we own.
Okay, fantastic. And your children, what are their ages?
15-year-old son and a 20-year-old son.
Okay. As I was telling everyone when we got started, you recently purchased a pre-construction project, property in a project down here. But before getting into that, tell everyone, when was the first time you came to the area?
Yeah, I visited Cabo first, and I guess it was about 2011. So 12, 14 years ago. And my first visit was with my brother. And I just knew it was a special place then. And then the two of us have been coming to Cabo for 12 years. So our first visit was 12 years ago. Yeah. And I just knew it was such a special place. I couldn't wait to bring Melissa.
Excellent. And where do you guys stay when you come?
Yeah, every year we've stayed at the same place ever since the very beginning. And that is now known as Waldorf Astoria. But when we first started to come to Cabo, it was called Capella, and then the resort at Pedregal. And that's always been a very special place to us. And so every time we come, that's where we've always stayed.
Okay. And how often would you, Melissa, come to Los Cabos and stay at the Waldorf?
We would try to come maybe once, twice a year.
Okay. Well, that hotel is amazing. The service, it's high end, and I can I can't blame you. I just had a friend stay there, and it was his first time here, and he was considering the Ritz-Carlton, great hotel. I said, well, maybe you want to stay here. And he was like, oh my gosh, best decision ever. That 1,000-foot tunnel before you get to the main lobby area, it's magical.
It's a really special place, Nick. Yeah, I'm going to tell you a little side note, Nick. That's where I told Melissa for the first time that I love her. And I got her this necklace that you see here. I don't know if you can see it, but that blue was picked for a reason. We call it Cabo Blue. And that was one of the first gifts I gave to Melissa.
And you're wearing it today. How appropriate. That's awesome.
Very sweet.
Did you guys get married in Cabo?
Not yet. Not yet. We were considering at the Waldorf, but with the new place, we were thinking maybe we do something there. So that's in the works.
Okay, so all right, so you come once or twice a year, you stay at the Waldorf, 5-star resort, and you at some point think to yourselves, I'm going to buy a place. Tell everyone how you make that leap from being a tourist to being a homeowner.
Yeah, it was a big jump for us, Nick, and it's one I never anticipated, to be honest with you. Part of it was that every year that we would go and stay, it got more and more expensive. And we kind of got spoiled at really this special place. And as it got more and more expensive, we kind of teased last time, because it was after COVID. I think the prices kind of skyrocketed. And we said, boy, at these prices, we could own our own place. And we thought about that for a second. We had this aha moment. And then the other thing that crossed our mind is the only place that we would probably enjoy more than Waldorf Astoria was, in fact, our own place.
Yeah.
And that's how this craziness really kind of all got started for us.
And Melissa, for you, was it your idea? Was it Eric's idea? Whose idea was it first?
I would say, not just saying this, but I think it was like a combined thing. We were like, wow, this is really something. We stay here for a week, and this could be like mortgage. So I don't know. I feel like it was a combined idea.
It's a combined idea.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So you both have this idea. Are you on vacation, or had you just returned from vacation when you had this idea?
We were there in April for my birthday. It was a big birthday. So that was the last time, and that's what we were discussing.
Yeah, and the idea kind of got brewing, even before then, but it was this last trip that we really were like, let's look at places. Let's see if this is actually feasible or not. That's when it got some traction.
So you both have the same idea. You both agree on it. What's next? What do you do with the idea of buying a place? Where do you go to?
Yeah, it was a good question. I think the first thought was, is this just a pipe dream, or is this something that could actually happen? And so for myself, I'm very analytical, right? The first thing I thought of were the finances. Is this something that financially that we can do? And once we did a little math and things like that, we figured out, maybe it is, depending on the price points. And so, of course, I got online, because you were from a distance, and started to look at price points and homes versus condos and things like that. And that's, just being honest, Nick, that's when I came across you and your podcast and Ronival, and really just developed a sense of confidence in you and your company. And that's how we started to kind of narrow it down with some specific places to look at.
So you're looking online, we make contact with one another, and you start getting properties sent to you after our initial consultation.
Mm-hmm.
And so how much time before you actually started looking at places physically? When did you come back down?
This is about 4 months, 5 months later, from kind of this list of what was probably to start with were probably 40 to 50 options, including homes, right? That was the first decision, a home versus a condo. And then about 4 to 5 months later, we came back to Cabo and really got serious. Yeah.
And weren't you telling me earlier, before we started recording, that you initially were thinking a house and not a condo. So everyone they actually are buying a condo, but you were thinking a house at first.
We really were. And the notion sounded so appealing at first, right? Oh, our second home in Cabo. But there's a reason they don't say they're your second house in Cabo. It's a home is a home, right? And so it dawned on us like, hey, our house here in Fountain Hills is a fair amount of work. And why would we want to duplicate that in another country? We want an escape. We want a place that when we go, it's maintenance free and it's ready for us to enjoy. And that really is what led us to a condo rather than a home.
And you said that you initially started with 40 or 50 properties. How many did you actually physically look at?
I think a half a dozen. Yeah.
And of the half a dozen, where were you geographically looking? Cabo San Lucas, San Jose, the corridor, all of that?
All of the above, Nick. And in fact, our first requests were in Pedregal because that's where the resort was. And that was home to us. That's where we felt comfortable. And that's what we knew. And so there was a place there. In fact, I think there were several places there. There were places in the corridor along the way. And then there was one place very close, two places very close to San Jose, and then one place in San Jose.
Yeah. And you ultimately ended up choosing a project called Cenit in San Jose del Cabo. Tell everyone why you decided on Cenit over all the others.
It was a very unique, brand new, very unique. The location was amazing.
What was it about the location, Eric, that was special?
Yeah, so one of the decisions was San Jose versus San Lucas, right? And that was really a big decision for us. And San Jose is a place that we never spent a great deal of time in, but once we did, we realized it was this hidden little gem that a lot of people don't talk about, or at least that a lot of tourists don't talk about. And so that was the first thing. I think after that, once we walked the property, we literally walked to the top of the hill. In our mind, the decision had been made. We knew there would be no better place, no better perch, if you will,
Right.
than up there. I mean, it's just amazing.
And so it has great views, and a lot of the projects that are in construction, our buyers and clients are concerned with the permanence of that ocean view. Did that ever factor into your calculus?
It really did. It was one of the things that really concerned us the most. So just as an example, we had a place in San Lucas that we liked a great deal. In fact, we had a deposit on it at one point. We liked it that much. It was a penthouse and it was beautiful. But someone could have built right in front of us and blocked the arch. And that didn't sit well with us. We're buying this property for the next 2 to 3 decades, right? We're not buying it to flip it. We're not buying it to rent it. We want it to be special forever and with a view forever. And that's what Cenit offered.
Hey, thanks for being a part of the Nick Fong Podcast. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast to get the latest updates. And if you're watching this on our social channels, please like and share. And if you want to be featured or you want me to talk on a certain topic, food, activities, culture, real estate in the Baja, drop a comment. Was it ever a concern for you buying something that wasn't built yet versus something that already is built?
Yeah, it's a bit of a risk, it really,
Trust.
Yeah, the trust. Melissa said it fantastic. It's trust. It's trust not just in the realtor and the company, but the builder, right?
Yes.
That they're going to deliver. And we went through a similar process here with our home here. We were the first ones to buy back here, and we had to put our trust in the developer and the builder.
And so did you do due diligence on the builder, the developer of Cenit?
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Melissa has some friends that her father owns property and really developed some territory in Cabo. And
Yeah, and he had really great things to say about the Pueblo Bonito. Um, Fantastic things that they've been there for a very long time, very reputable.
Yeah, and it's they've been here for over 3 decades, and that's why us as a company, we're willing to stand behind and market and sell the product. And I'm glad that you guys were able to get in. Also, similar to your house in Arizona, one of the first ones to get in. And what other important criteria was it for you, Melissa, other than the unblockable ocean view, the location? What were some other important things that the property or the community itself offered?
The amenities, definitely the amenities. I mean, I can't even go through all of them. The list is so long, right? The beautiful business center, just the pool. I think there was talk of like the scooters and the electric bikes. So that was all very appealing.
Yeah, I have a feeling that the Sky Bar is going to be a very popular amenity for everyone. The gym and the food truck that's going to be on site. It's a lot of cool things, and not just the amenities, but the community that's going to be built around Cenit, because of a developer that has a lot of experience. And already with the project Quivira that's in Cabo San Lucas, they created the Q Life. And you probably know already that they're recreating that for Cenit. They're going to call it the Cenit Life. And so it's not just buying 4 walls and a roof and an ocean view, but you're going to have wine tasting, tequila and mezcal tasting, yoga, Spanish lessons, things like that. That is really going to be things that you could be doing on a daily, weekly basis while you're in residence.
Nick, I want to add to that, because in addition to all those wonderful things that you can do from the property itself, and that was really important to us, and the view, one of the other things that was really important to us was walkability. And we know from Cenit, the walkability score is like, I think it was like a 93 or 97. It was, just incredibly walkable area. We wanted to be able to walk to the beach. We wanted to be able to walk into town, the grocery store, et cetera, et cetera. And Cenit was one of the few places that we could actually do that. And from a lifestyle perspective, that was huge, because we don't want to buy a car. We don't want to own a car in Mexico. Again, this is about a simple life for us, not a complex life. And so it checked that box.
So some other people, a lot of our clients want to be oceanfront, to be on the beach. Did that ever factor into your search criteria?
Not for us, no. We don't need to be oceanfront. I mean, the view is amazing, and it's pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah, it was close enough. Yeah, and in fact, some of the viewers, they might not know this, but when we went up to the top of the hill, you could hear the ocean. It's amazing. It's not like you're standing on the beach, but you could hear the ocean, which is quite remarkable.
That's a good point.
Yeah, the other thing that's really cool about its location, even though it's a little back from the beach, is it's got great mountain views, and it has great city-like views. And you won't get those if you're right on the beach. That's true. So it really has it all.
And was it a concern, golf, to be in a golf community?
Not particularly for us, but I mean, you can see it's right there, lush green, the greenery and stuff, but we're not
golfers.
Okay.
Well, there's a golf course right in front. There's a golf course right in front, and there's 2 other championship golf courses within 10 minutes drive. So there's plenty of golf options, even if it's not inside the community itself.
Yeah, this is a best kept secret, Nick. As a physician, I'm supposed to like golf, but I could care less about it. But there's plenty of other amazing things right there.
Fantastic. And for you guys, when you are delivered the unit in 2024, it's going to be around March, springtime next year. How often do you think you're going to end up using the property every year?
As often as we can. I would say for, when our son is out of school, the spring break and all of those little vacations and holidays, things like that. But you were also saying telehealth.
Yeah, I'm actually, because of this, and this investment in Cenit, I'm actually looking at ways to start to do some things remotely. Even as a physician, telehealth may allow some of that to some extent. And some of the other things that I do, we're looking at doing that remotely. We can't be down there full time, but we want to be there quite a bit.
Well, they have the business center, so it'll be your satellite office from Phoenix.
Absolutely.
What else have you noticed in terms of the differences from Cabo San Lucas? Because you're experts in Cabo San Lucas. You have been going to Cabo San Lucas for over a decade, and to this new town of San Jose del Cabo. What were some of the differences that you saw between the two towns?
Chatting here is that it reminds us of where we live now. Is we live in Fountain Hills, which is over the hill, 20 minutes from Scottsdale. And Scottsdale is the part or the town that everyone recognizes, right? No one knows Fountain Hills. It's this tiny little town in the outskirts of Scottsdale. But truth be told, we don't care because we love Fountain Hills. It's this hidden little gem that's just perfect. And that's how we view San Jose to San Lucas, is it may not be as well known. It is this perfect hidden little gem though. Yeah,
no, it is. And it's, when I've been here for 18 years, and San Jose del Cabo was always considered the sleepy town. After 10 p.m., it closes down. Cabo San Lucas is where everyone goes to party and the nightlife, and it's what people know back in the States. But I think it is. And it's not the best kept secret because the secret's been out for a little bit, but I definitely like the restaurant scene. It's amazing. Did you guys make it out to the Thursday Art Walk?
We sure did. And that's another reason that we really liked it. We fell in love with that. It was a nice community. You saw like little families walking together. Quite a few people had their dogs. The restaurants were amazing. I think we went to Los Tres Gallos.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was an experience.
It was the night that sealed the deal for us.
Yeah.
It was just a magical night.
Yeah. After dinner, we were like, let's buy a place here.
So, I mean, that's good advice to anyone looking at real estate, is to spend some time in that area, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nick, the quote that I heard is, you go to San Lucas to party, you go to San Jose to live. And that really resonated with me. That meant a lot, So I always remember that. Obviously buying a place in either a city would be fantastic, and both have pluses and minuses. We love them both. And that's the other thing. If you pick San Jose, San Lucas is 30 minutes that way.
Right. Yes. It's all very close, and it's all reachable, and it's actually only 20 minutes, at least when I drive.
Even better.
Well, guys, I appreciate you taking a few moments to tell everyone about your story, and I think it's going to resonate and help a lot of people on their journey to considering owning and eventually living the Cabo lifestyle. So thank you. I'm super excited in the next year for you guys to be residents and a part of the community.
Can't wait. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right. And everyone, until the next one, bye for now.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Nick Fong Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and the YouTube channel at youtube.com/Ronival Real Estate, and follow Nick on Instagram at NickFong_Ronival. Ready to find your Baja dream home? Check out the latest property listings at Ronival.com or findmexicohouses.com. Hasta luego.